Graduates, I have an assignment for you. I am asking that you stand up, turn to the audience, and applaud them for the support that they have provided for you today. You're welcome. Thank you. So I asked my colleagues on campus, what is the message that they want me to convey to you today? The overwhelming response was thank you. Thank you for trusting us to support you in your goals. Thank you for your contributions to our classrooms, our campus, and our university. You inspire us every day to do what we love best, which is just to be a small part of your success. As you move on through this new stage as a graduate and an alum, keep us posted. We love hearing about your successes. Though we may understand that you might not have an overwhelming urge to stop by the campus on the way home from work in the next few weeks. We do want you to know that you are always welcome. Thank you. And now I'll turn it back over to our Mistress of Ceremonies, Dr. Walkie.
Thank you, Dean Nicholson. At this time, we'd like to take a moment to introduce some of the dedicated educators who set an excellent standard for the learning environment at DeVry and Keller, our faculty. As your name is called, please stand to be recognized. Our full-time faculty members, Dr. Alphonse Casando, Associate Professor. Professor Paul Rashad, Associate Professor. Our visiting professors, Dr. Andrew McLeod, Professor Ron DeWitt, Professor Leah Worley, Dr. Keith McNally, and Professor Mary Jo Windley. It is now my pleasure to introduce the first of our two student speakers. Our DeVry speaker, Eugene Meredith, is graduating today with his Bachelor of Science in Network and Communications Management. Please join me in welcoming Eugene Meredith to the podium.
How's everybody doing? You guys excited? You should be. Just give me one moment. You know how in life, when you have one of those moments when you know you shouldn't be in a place and you are, and you just have to take it in? For me, this is one of those moments. Okay, before I get started, I have to warn you that this may not be your typical commencement speech. You see, I did a little research on commencement speeches, and I realized that my story was somewhat unique. And so therefore, and I also realized that we don't always look like our stories. So I realized that I should just tell you my story. I was a city kid. I was born in Chicago. I call Chicago the state of confusion. The South Side to be exact. I'm not sure what you know about Chicago, but Chicago is one of those places where you find out who you are and what you're made of real quick. I was born to a teenage mother who did her very best and an incarcerated father, who I still to this day don't know. I mention my incarcerated father for a reason. I mention my incarcerated father for a reason because I believe it had a profound effect on me as a child. You see, I believe the sins of my father would visit the son. In other words, I believe that my father's reality of prison would somehow be my destiny. It wasn't until the universe intervened and my mother married and moved us from Chicago to Georgia that my life changed for the good. Georgia was a place where I began to see the possibilities of what life could be. That may sound strange to some people, but you see, I thought that everyone lived the same life or struggle in Chicago. I didn't see a difference I was unaware that life could be different somewhere else. You see, Chicago made me mentally tough and strong, but Georgia is where I found myself. I was in the 11th grade in U.S. history, and I remember reading in school that African Americans were considered 3/4 of a person. Reading that statement in a textbook in school changed how I saw the world. I think that was the exact moment I stopped accepting things at face value. I knew to truly live in this world, I had to understand it. I began reading about different cultures, religious philosophies, and their contributions to the modern world. Although the teacher didn't like me very much, I questioned everything. I followed this path all the way through school and into the military. I served in the United States Navy from 1989 to 1994. I served during Operation Desert Storm, which today seems like a forgotten war. Nobody talks about that anymore. Upon being discharged from the Navy, I had a serious life change. I was diagnosed with renal failure, also known as kidney disease, and placed on dialysis. I don't really like to admit it, but I think I went into a depression for many years. I think when you're faced with your own mortality in life, it has a profound effect on how you see life. When I realized I was sleepwalking through my life, I had to do something. I had to make a change. I enrolled in DeVry University in the fall of 2009. My plan was to finish school, get a transplant, and go back to work. I have to say that I think school saved my life. I am no doctor, but occupying my mind was the best medicine I ever had. It gave my life back, direction and purpose. It was bigger than just getting a high-paying job after graduation. The journey became about me and what I wanted to achieve in my own life. After graduating with my associates in Applied Science and Network Systems Administration in 2012, I enrolled in a Bachelor of Science in Network and Communications Management program. However, the universe had one more curveball for me. That curveball was called carcinoid lung cancer. I'm not sure if there's any type of good cancer, but I was very fortunate that it was operable, no chemo or radiation was needed. So I had the surgery, beat the cancer, and was able to complete my bachelor's program with honors. Although I'm still on dialysis, I have been on for about 17 years. Today I stand before you cancer-free. My journey has taught me a couple of very important things. I have the responsibility and the obligation to myself and the people who love me to live the most authentic life possible, regardless of the obstacles thrown before me. As far as I know, you won't get any do-overs in life. So I have to make the best of the life that I have. Also, I've learned that you never truly stop learning. I've been in school every day of my life. I just didn't know it. Every day you open your eyes, there's something in the world to learn, and I have embraced that in my own life. And to my son, I want you to know, as of today, the fight has been broken. Although my father was incarcerated, that did not become my reality, and it will not become yours. I hope these words to you, my son and my daughter, will make you realize that life is whatever you choose to make it. And it's not how you start the journey, but how you finish it. And I'm not finished mine yet. Okay, in closing, every time there's a graduating class from either high school or college, everyone always talks about change. Everyone talks about change, but we have to start really making change. What we need is a revolution. What we need is a revolution of the heart and the minds of people. If people don't change how they think, the world will never truly change. This is truly the only way we can change what happens in the world. Because I don't want my children to live in a world where a phrase like Black Lives Matter is even necessary. Thank you.
new journey. We're so very proud of that. And now we will have a speech by Christina Bailey, representing our Keller Graduate School of Management. Today, Christina is receiving her Master of Network and Communications Management. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Christina Bailey.
Good morning. I would like to thank my fellow graduates, faculty, staff, and family members for attending this special day. For some students, the streams seem just out of reach at times. Many of us could not have got here to this point without the support of family and friends throughout those long nights of research and team meetings. For those that helped us, motivated us, told us that we can achieve our goals sometimes. All we needed was those encouraging words to see us through the fog and bring together all of this research at this moment. I would like to share a personal story. As I stand before you all today, I can tell you that my life goals were not clearly written on paper. The choices I made on my career early on shaped my future. I did not know what I wanted to do in life, nor did I have a plan. I needed the experience of different career fields to see what sparked my interest. That being said, I have held 10 jobs in the last 15 years, including a firefighter, police officer, pet counselor, help desk support representative, a field representative for Cops Communications, and ADT Security Services. Personally, I found that I needed more challenging. At this point, I made a decision to go back to school. After looking at all the colleges around the area, I decided that Keller Graduate School of Management would fit my learning style and was fast-paced, so I enrolled in Keller's Masters of Information Systems Management program in 2009. I graduated with honors and distinction. My first class ever was MIS 535 with Dr. Jacqueline Ludsey Calloway. She had a strict no shenanigans policy in her classroom. She also instilled key learnings that we needed to retain for our benefits for our future development. She made the class a fun learning environment with different activities and discussions, and she also learned about our peers as well. This had helped me to start to see what career path I wanted to choose for my future. I graduated with distinction in 2011. Over the course of 4 years, I have obtained 5 industry certifications in addition to my education, but still felt I was missing something. My husband, Michael, has been a big part of my development of my future career choices. He has told me since I work in the information security field that I should obtain a degree in my field to demonstrate my knowledge and skills to recognize threats and weaknesses to protect data that flows through the network. Knowing that he was already enrolled in Keller's Masters of Information Systems Management program, the other side of that conversation, nonverbal, which meant game on. Thinking of what my husband told me on the importance of having a degree in your career field, 2013, I enrolled in the Network and Communications Management program here at Keller. Fry University and Keller Graduate School of Management are the exemplary university. The heartfelt inspiration that the faculty and staff instills in the student body has pushed me to succeed. Having faculty and staff in the real-world knowledge and skills in the same field that they teach is the greatest asset to the student body and would allow us to carry their knowledge with us as we move on from here. The staff strive to help us as students and inspire us to go above and beyond to help our fellow classmates succeed. Our class sizes are small, which gave us an opportunity to work with the professors and fellow classmates more closely instead of a mass lecture in an auditorium with virtually no interaction. Without their help and motivation, we would not be here today. As this journey of my student career with Keller Graduate School of Management comes to an end, the friendships, we have developed with peers and faculty and staff will remain strong. Today is the day many graduates will say, I have finally written my last term paper in APA format. Wait for it. Double-spaced, 12-point font tags in Roman, as well as countless hours on team projects and accomplished research for our final paper. For those of us who signed up for Dr. Jack's combined capstone, the Shark Tank presentations were fun, and it cemented our knowledge we gained in the time spent studying here at Keller. Those of us that are professional students, this is a milestone within our project plan in the future. I would like to personally thank a few people that have helped me through my education. First, my husband, Michael, for turning learning into a part of my daily life and to see the competition and to strive for something more, but creating opportunities for me to share with the knowledge of others in a classroom environment. He is also graduating with distinction today, as we have competed with each other for our GPA. That is a checkbox of my fault. We will start our next challenge with the doctoral program at Dakota State University, as both of us will compete for the title of Dr. Bailey. And thank you to my mom for telling me over the last 20 years that I was going to be a professional student. I didn't believe her until today. I succeeded in that one, Mom, thanks. Dr. Jacqueline Calloway, for sparkling with that fire in me, a lifelong journey of learning and becoming my mentor. There are two very valuable lessons I will take away from Dr. Jack. One, you can do anything if you apply yourself and put your knowledge to use for future gains. On a personal note, I would like to be one of the first customers to purchase a pair of shoes from Dr. Jacqueline's House of Shoes when she opens up her business. Anyone who has taken one of Dr. Jack's classes know about her House of Shoes. Next are my classmates, Ashley Lopez, Kevin Norwalk, and Paul Smith, for all of those hard work and dedication in the capstone class and countless hours of research for writing a business plan in 6 weeks and winning the Shark Tank Challenge. Lastly, I would like to thank Mr. Larry Wildman and Dean Mickelson for believing me and granting me the opportunity to demonstrate my skills and knowledge at Keller as a visiting professor. In closing, I have one piece of advice for fellow graduates. Strive to be the best person you can be, make learning fun, and the doors of opportunity will open. You never know where the future will take you. Earning your degree is an accomplishment, but knowing how to apply that knowledge to your career is priceless. I would like those graduating today to look to the right and left. Because as we leave here today, we do not leave here as fellow students. We leave here as colleagues. Congratulations, class of 2015. We all earned our spotlight today. Thank you.